Okay, hi everyone. So gonna go quick through the BDM global patch notes for 21st April. So the new zone, actually it's quite disappointing that it's only just one new zone for you guys, I guess. And I've actually covered it in my video earlier today on the weekly collection as well as the new zone, either this zone or the potential zone. So you guys can check out the video on the top right corner over here. I'll move on. One thing of to note, right, is that the CP difference is really different. The ones that you guys have now is at 7,000, whereas for us, right, is at 6,500. So I guess they're making it tougher for you guys so that there's a target for you guys to aim. Yeah, which is natural, I guess. Okay, next is the Awaken enhancement. So finally we have the English official English name for it, Awaken enhancement. I don't need to say Roman numeral enhancement anymore because that's like quite a number of syllables. So Awaken enhancement. And you'll see that there's this vaults, right? Vaults item, right? 10% and 50%. So I'll touch more on that when I go through the per shot updates. Now, okay, it's good to have the official name of this as well. Pristine Black Crystal. Okay. For the Awaken enhancement, I had already done a video like a week ago. So you can refer to, more than a week ago maybe. Yeah, so you can refer to the Awaken enhancement video at the top right corner over here. Special collection, like I said, there was already a first video where I talked about the zone, so you can refer to that as well. The items that you guys get naturally is lesser. Oh, and you only have 3 books as well, which makes sense, I guess, since the game for you guys is still at a early stage. Yeah. Okay, this is just for players, right, who are still climbing up their CP, to use this as a comparison, so that you can know which are the areas, right, you are lacking compared to others. And as soon as any red figures, right, those are the areas you need to improve in. But for me personally, this is not helpful because most of my stuff are above average, and I myself as a player, long-time player, I already know which are the areas I need to improve in. Yeah. Okay. All of these are just like optimization. Arena. The most important change to Arena is over here, where basically they have reduced the damage inflicted if your CP is much higher than your opponent. So this makes it much easier for the F2P players. I think should be a very welcome change on the BDM global server, and I'm glad they put this change in. I'm just surprised that they did so early actually, because I was expecting it to be maybe 1 or 2 months down the road, not like 2 weeks after the arena. Okay, all of these are just like further tweaks to whether or not you're in the game, whether you leave the game, etc. Yeah, these are just minor tweaks here and there. Okay. So this one is the one which I believe I've mentioned before to either in my videos or in my stream. When people were asking me about this item, I told them that you are not supposed to actually get this. This is really a bug, as per the session here is a bug fix. So this is a bug. And anyway, I can tell you guys that now that they have retrieved this and they will send it back, right? I honestly don't think that they will send it back when it's... Wait, this music is too noisy. Okay. I honestly don't think that they will send it back when as in it will not be a one-to-one exchange. Probably it will be an event where when they finally release the Awakening, you get to choose who to use it on rather than to one-to-one. Because after all, it was not every player that got this, right? At least that was my understanding. Okay. Yeah, the rest of these are just simple bug fixes really. Nothing much to talk about. Okay, then with that, right, let me go on to the per shop itself. I was looking through it earlier. So the per shop, right, I'm going to put it very simply. Items like this which are not too expensive, go ahead and buy them. After all, the limit is also not high, 3 per family per day. And I would say buy the Bloodstones and Restoration Scroll and Condensed Dark Energy Chest. exchange certificate, if you really need to, then buy. Otherwise, I don't recommend buying it. Now, if you are a wheel player, you don't need to look at this. You'll be buying everything anyway. But if you are a dolphin, right? Dolphin player, right? My recommendation is to get this if it's not too expensive. The problem is that I can't see the price for this, and I can tell you guys I actually tried downloading the BDM global client just so that I can go in to see the price, which is why today's video is a bit later than usual for this patch note review. But there was some issue with it where it just couldn't download the file correctly, so probably I have to use VPN or something. But that aside, right, I'll do the video next time in future. I'll try to do up the client next time in future so I can log in and share a review based on the actual price in cash. But my one key point of advice that I can still give you guys, right, is that typically when they sell you a whole bunch of items like this and the limit is not that high, you definitely should buy this. But again, based on how expensive it is. Now, dolphin players, yes, you can go ahead and buy this. If you are an F2P player, right, I don't recommend buying this because after all of these materials are just resources that if you are unlucky, right, they'll all just be gone. But that being said, right, you still need to get a bit of these resources. If you guys have not been saving based on what I've shared, then you will have to spend more on this. Otherwise, if you have, then it's not so bad. I'm gonna go ahead and jump straight to this portion here since I can't really see the price here. The price here, right, for black pearls and black pearls for advice of VOTS 10%, right? My advice is don't buy this. Advice of VOTS 10% is useless. Only 50% is worth it. Honestly, even for myself, right, 10%, right? If I have it, I'll just use it between the tiers 1 to 3. That's all. If it is 50%, I will use it when I go from 3 onwards. Meaning, right, if you're already at the Awaken Enhancement 3 and you're going to 4, you can use a 50% scroll. Most of the time, using that 50% scroll will make it a very high chance to succeed. But from 4 to 5, right, the chance of failure is there already. I mean, the higher chance of failure is there, but at least with advice of VOTS that 50%, you still do see the difference. But for 10%, right, you only see a bit of difference between 1 to 3. So my advice is that if you have to use pearls to buy advice of VOTS 10%, don't do it. It's a waste of pearls. Your pearls can be better spent elsewhere. 20 million silver. If you have silver to spare, then sure, why not? Because in this game, silver is not as valuable as a resource compared to pearls. But like I said, 10% is quite useless. You can do without it. Focus on getting the 50% and only use the 50% when you go from 3 to 4. Okay? And for F2P players, right? So, okay, for F2P players, right, in order for it not to be that high of a resource demand for you guys or cost for you guys, try to target 4, just 4, the Awaken Enhancement 4 for all your gear first. Otherwise, if you are really unlucky, you are okay to go with all 3, or having 3 for all first. The dolphins would likely, I would recommend the dolphins to try 5 first, 5 across all. The wheels can try for 6. Yeah, so that is the target to go for. For F2P players, anyway, another thing to note is that I don't based on the patch notes, right, you guys have not gotten the resonance effect for Awaken Enhancement. So it's not as how should I put it? It doesn't give you as much CP as we have in our server because we have resonance effect based on the different tiers of the Awaken Enhancement. It starts from having 3 across all your gear to 3, 4, 3 gears having 4, and 3 gears having 3, and then full 4, and so on and so forth all the way. So, since you guys don't have it now, the resonance effect, then it's not so bad. The F2P players don't need to feel so pressured. You can go for all 3, and if you are feeling up to it and you have enough resources, go for all 4. Dolphins, go for 5. Wheels, go for 6. Of course, dolphins you can go for 6 if you want to. I mean, if you have the resources. But I can tell you, in the early stage, right, typically most people will be all 5. 6 is something that comes later down the road. Even for our Taiwan server, naturally, right? There was a stage where everyone was 5, and then everyone 6, and then everyone 7. Even now, right? Only the high CP characters have all 7. I would say right now F2P players have it at all 6 in our server right now. So don't pressure yourself. Go for 3 or 4, the F2P players. Yeah. Okay. Now the mileage. If you have sufficient mileage to spare, buy all the 50%. Buy all the 50%. That's the reason why they even limit you to 10 per month instead of per week, because they know that this item is better than this. So my advice, if you're F2P or Dolphin player, go for the 50%. Don't buy the 10%. If you're a wheel player, I guess if you're a wheel player, you wouldn't even be watching this portion here. I suppose you'll be buying everything anyway. But my advice on how to use the 10% and 50% still says whether you're a wheel, Dolphin, or F2P player. Use the 10% only between 1 to 3, and after 3 you should be using the 50%. Okay. Thanks everyone for watching. See you guys next video. Bye.